Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the December 2020 forecast for life path number twos. So, twos. December is a 7 universal energetic month. And so collectively, we may be seeing or feeling this pull to seek the bigger answers, right? Seek the answers to the bigger questions. So we could go as big as wanting to know the meaning of life, that sort of thing, and really doing the digging to see what that means for us. So there's going to be a lot of the need to go within and go without, right? To go above and below. So looking within to see what rings true for us, and then going without and looking to see what have we been told or what are we being told, and how does that sort of correspond with what we feel from within. So there's going to be a lot of this need of really uncovering the truth. And remember, we each have our own truth. So it's going to be about uncovering our own truths and then seeing how we can bring that truth into the physical. So, and then also we have this energy coming in this month around rest, introspection, stillness, and solitude. So where November was this energy of family and community, this month you may find that you feel the need for more solitude, that you feel the need for more introspection, for spending some time on your own. Definitely honor that if it comes in for you, and set those healthy boundaries if you need to, because it's through that introspection, through that stillness, that a lot of times that's where we find our truth. That's where we're able to uncover, what something means for us. And then we start to get the answers from our higher consciousness. And so again, if we're in constant action mode or constantly surrounded with other energies and other people, then sometimes it's hard to uncover that. So if you feel that coming in for you this month, then definitely honor that energy. Now, 7 energy is a lot to do with relationships. And so you may find that relationships for you this month are highlighted. And that can be about, relationships with yourself, relationships with others. Because remember, it's through our relationships that oftentimes we learn the most, that we are shown new perspectives and new ideas, or that we're triggered and that we're able to take a closer look at those what has been triggered for us so that we can go in to heal that. And usually, again, that comes through those relationships. And so again, you may find that relationships are highlighted for you this month. And it doesn't necessarily have to be all about lessons and learning. It can be about taking a relationship to another level or something like that as well. But remember that can also include relationship with self and learning to trust yourself and trust others. So just pay attention to that. Another thing that may come in with this 7 energy is around specialization. And so you may find that you feel the urge to go back to school or learn a new language, or, become specialized in some area of your life with work or what have you. So just pay attention to how that comes in for you. There may be that you want to really focus on spiritual growth or personal growth this month. And so honor that if it comes in for you. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled a animal spirit card for you twos specifically to see what the overall energy for the month would be. And it was interesting, you guys got Tiger Spirit. And Tiger says, you're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. There's so much to unpack with this message for twos, because twos can have a lot of self-doubt when it comes to being in a leadership role or feeling capable of leading others, right? So it's a lot of responsibility, but you are definitely capable of it. And so throughout your lifetimes, twos, you'll be faced with opportunities to overcome that self-doubt, right? And so I feel like December is going to offer you opportunities to do that. And remember, that doesn't have to necessarily just be about in your work life. That can be in your relationships. So again, we come back to that energy of relationships with that 7 energy. And so you may find that in your relationships with others, you have an opportunity to show up in a higher expression, to sort of lead by example, to be that bridge between the dualities, right? To sort of be that center between the extremes. So interesting, but I can definitely see that coming in for you all. And the biggest key is to release any self doubt around that. And sometimes the only way to release the self doubt is to throw ourselves into the experience and to show ourselves that we're capable of doing it. So if you don't take that first step, then you aren't able to show yourself that you can do it. So the call this month is, if those opportunities arise for you, jump in and take the lead and see where it takes you. So I broke down the month into 4 weeks. The energy, of course, is fluid, so it can come in a variety of ways. This is a general reading. But the first week of December for twos, we have this energy again of balance between the two extremes, right? Balance between the polarities, balance between above and below. So your spiritual side and the physical plane, your 3D, ego self. Finding the balance between the two, understanding that sometimes in the physical there are illusions and that we can't always trust what we're told. Sometimes we have to do that extra digging and uncover our own truths, and then decide what actions we want to take from that space. So I feel like this first week of December, you're going to have an opportunity to choose what action you want to take and how you will lead, right? Because remember, this month could be an opportunity where all eyes are on you, which I know twos don't love that energy. Twos like to kind of be in the background doing, the work behind the curtain. But I think you're going to have an opportunity to kind of stand out this month and lead by example. And so again, you get to decide, how do you want to lead? Or do you want to lead from a space of your highest expression, from one of your center, and from one that's balanced? Or do you want to lead from a space that's from one of the extremes, right? Which is a lower expression. So I do feel like this is going to be an opportunity for you to find your own balance, to find your center between, again, the cosmic and the physical planes, to find your center between how you feel within and what the reality is without, and then make your decision on how you want to help bring people together, or how you want to bring your own belief systems together, right? Because we may have beliefs that are more cosmic or mystical, but we live on the physical plane. And so we have to integrate those ideas, those belief systems, those thought processes. We have to integrate that for it all to work cohesively. So again, this beginning of this week, you may find that you're really drawn to your intuition, that you're really drawn within, but how are you going to integrate that into the physical? How are you going to make that work? And so you may be faced with opportunities to uncover that. So very, very powerful energies the first week of December for you all. Again, it's just how you choose to harness that energy and how you choose to use that energy that will make all the difference. As we move into the second week of December, we have this energy it's very fast moving energy. It's very much about that specialization that I was talking about. So you may have an opportunity to really become the master at your craft, or to work towards that. So again, if it's taking a class or doing some kind of if you get a mentor that helps to, again, elevate your level of consciousness, elevate your level of understanding to your craft, whatever this is, but it's very fast moving energy. You just have to say yes to it. Once you do, then the tools and the resources will appear to help you become the master at whatever this is and to specialize in whatever this is. So this is really awesome energy. I love this. This is, again, just a matter of you saying yes to it. But this is going to be something that if it speaks to you, if it calls to your passion, if it speaks to you energetically, then it's aligned. And so say yes to it. You don't want to necessarily put your energy towards something or specialize in something that your heart isn't into, right? So if you're just doing it for out of obligation, then that's not something sustainable and you will eventually burn out. But if this is something that speaks to your heart's desire and it really fuels your passion, then there is a lot of momentum to come about here. And this is definitely something sustainable. So again, that introspection, go within, see how it feels for you before you say yes to it. But if it's something that feels aligned, then it has the potential to really help you long term, right? And be sustainable. So I love to see that for twos. And then as we move into the third week of December, again, there's this energy of rest, recuperation, introspection. I feel like this is going to be a hectic time for you. So you have to create the time and the space to have that stillness, to have that solitude, to take a break from the noise, right? To go within. If you're a meditator, then go within and meditate. Or if you're somebody who gets their rejuvenation and rest from walking in the forest alone, then do that. But find what works for you and take that alone time this week. Even if you have to schedule it in, it's sort of like, fill your own cup this week first so that you can show up to others in the way that you want to show up to them. But this is really definitely one of those times where the answers that you're looking for are going to come from within. But the way that you will access those answers is through that stillness, is through that rest and that rejuvenation. So really honor that if you feel the call, if you start to feel exhausted or burnt out or overwhelmed or whatever other low vibe energy comes in for you, that is a cue from your body to slow down, to rest, to go within to find the answers, okay? So that's coming in really, really strongly around that third week of December. So if you just find yourself like completely stuck and you're like, I can't find what I'm looking for, I can't find the answers, nothing makes sense, nothing feels clear, that's your indication to pause, to go within, to find your solitude and reconnect with your higher self, reconnect with your higher consciousness. That's where you're going to find the answers that you're looking for, and that's where you're going to find the greatest emotional fulfillment this week, okay? Then we move into the fourth week of December, and there's really this energy of patience coming in and this energy of you don't know what's happening under the surface, right? So sometimes that's where the magic happens. It's like we can only do so much with these physical bodies, right? Sometimes we need, most times we need to also rely on our partner in this lifetime, which is source, which is the universe, right? And so there's really this call this fourth week of December to understand that you don't have all the answers, that you've done your part. Now allow the universe to do its part. Understand that, it's kind of like when I don't know why they're showing me this, but it's like if you're boiling noodles, if you're making spaghetti or something like that. If you're boiling noodles, if you take them off, if you're just watching the pot boil and then you're watching the noodles cook, if you are too impatient and you take the noodles off before they're ready, that's not a good experience, right? That's not a good dining experience. They're usually crunchy and just weird textured and not great. So that's kind of the energy that's coming in for whatever the project is or whatever the situation is for you. It's like, just be patient, understand that beneath the surface, things are coming together, things are working behind the scenes that you don't need to know about because you don't have to have the input into, right? You can only do what you can do. And you've done that. Now allow the universe, allow the other person, allow whatever to do its part so that this can come together in the way that it's meant to and so that you can have perfectly cooked noodles, right? So allow the noodles to cook is basically the energy for that fourth week of December. Patience is going to go a long way for you this last week, right? And that can be about holding your tongue when you want to lash out at somebody or say something that, you haven't really spent a lot of time feeling into. And so again, it's just that call to go within and have that patience and flex that muscle, okay? And understand that, there's a lot of energies at play. There's a lot of forces at play helping you to move forward, helping you to reach your goals. So you just can do the part that you need to do and then allow the other people and the other forces to do their part. Okay. That's really coming in strongly for that fourth week of December. So allow that to happen. And through that patience and through working that muscle, you find your spiritual growth, right? Because it's not always easy being patient or waiting, right? Especially when we think we have all the answers, but we usually don't. So, okay, I hope that December is a beautiful month for you. Whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope it's beautiful and merry. And until we meet again, take care for now.